First, stop wasting your time. Scenic had this to say: we complain that our days are few, but we act as if they were endless. Scenic reflected a lot on the length of life and came to the conclusion that many of us don't really live, we simply exist. We waste our time doing things that bring us nothing, and we postpone what we have to do. When we are lazy, we act as if we are going to live forever, and we do not realize that time is the most valuable thing we have. Nothing guarantees that you will be alive tomorrow, or that you will be able to do what you want. In the words of Marcos Aurelio, you could stop living right now. Let this determine what you do, say, and think. Let this reflection on time make you not waste it and value it as it deserves. The first step towards living a good life is to start taking seriously the time we have. The Stoics believe that we need to learn to let go, not only on a physical level, but also on an emotional level. If you make a mistake in your life, don't beat yourself up about it. Learn from it so you don't repeat it again. Guilt and regret do not help. It does not mean that it is wrong to feel these emotions. These emotions help us to understand that we acted wrongly, but once we understand that we acted wrongly and we learn from the situation not to repeat the same mistake, we must not allow these emotions to keep gnawing at us. We all make mistakes. Don't suffer excessively from them, and always look for ways to grow from the mistake. Third, stop procrastinating. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations the following: you could do something good today, however you choose to do it tomorrow. Or in the words of Scenic, all fools have in common that they are always getting ready to start. We prefer to say I will do it tomorrow instead of saying I will never do it, although many times when we postpone something we never get to do it. If you have something to do, do it now. What's the point of putting off something you have to do, even if it makes you lazy? It's always better to do what you should do now, for several reasons. The first one, as I already mentioned, is because our time is limited, and the second one is that the rest is more pleasant when you fulfill your obligations. When you postpone something out of laziness and you know that you should be doing something instead of resting, you don't enjoy resting in the same way, because deep down you know that you don't deserve the worst. Sooner or later you will have to fulfill this obligation, so you have gained absolutely nothing by postponing it. Few sensations surpass the satisfaction of a job well done, and doing it well implies doing it at the right time, no later. Fourth, stop being a slave. The following: he is a slave. Show me who isn't. One person a slave to lust, another to greed, a third to ambition, and everyone is a slave to hope. Everyone is a slave to fear. There is no more shameful servitude than that which we voluntarily assume. He was right when he said that we are all slaves to something. Many times we are not even aware of it. We forget that to be truly free we must have our mind completely under our control, and thus be able to resist the temptations that arise in our life. The best tool to achieve freedom and dominate our mind is discipline. For some it will be harder than for others, but we must all remind ourselves daily who is in charge, we or our impulses. Or in the architect's words, no man is free unless he is master of himself. Fifth, stop settling for mediocrity. Strive for excellence. Whenever you do something in your life, ask yourself, I did my best. If you look back on your life, you will realize that in many situations you didn't give your best. The question is because you are doing something that doesn't deserve your best. And if you do why you didn't do your best, ask yourself that question in everything you do. And you always have to do your best. We don't control whether we will be successful in our actions, whether we will win or lose, or whether we will be recognized for what we do, but it's in our control to try our best and give our best at what we do. Everything else that is not in our control shouldn't matter to us. Why settle for doing something mediocre when you have the ability to do something extraordinary? Sixth, don't let anxiety dominate you. In Meditations, Marcos Aurelius wrote the following: today I escaped anxiety, or rather discarded, because it was inside me and my own perceptions, not outside. External events do not cause anxiety. You are the only one responsible, because this feeling is born within you due to your thoughts regarding future problems. Anxiety doesn't help you any better. It doesn't even help solve the problem. It's just a thought that tortures you, thinking about what may or may not happen in the future. Realize that whatever happens in the future, no matter how much uncertainty in your life you have been through worse situations before, understand that you have tools to deal with anything bad that may arise in the future and the things that are in your control, and think of the worst that can happen. In many cases you will realize that the situation is less serious than you thought. Do you have any habits in your life that you want to eliminate in your quiet, happy, and purposeful life?